Welcome to this is Gbpjpy analysis for the second week of October, um, second week into the fourth quarter, and essentially what we saw last week was market accumulating after tapping into 133.00 demand level, and then we broke up, and currently we're accumulating between 136.8 and 135.2. So we need essentially a break above 136.8 to see further continuation up to 138.2. And then that is the next supply level that I've highlighted up here. Um, Break of this, we'll see further buys. Otherwise, price may start a bearish leg from here. So we need to see how it reacts to this supply level. Uh, Otherwise, I don't think this scenario would happen since market is currently printing bullish structure, but I've labeled it just in case we do break down, and then sells if price breaks down and we see bear structure. All right. Super quick, but let's just fucking draw the levels out. Cool. So if you look here, we got 133. 133 was tapped in, and it's a daily level. You can see it clearly on 4 hours. So after 133 was tapped, price went from creating lower highs and lower lows to higher lows and higher highs, and we saw an entire week worth of accumulation happen above 133. So then we saw this massive move happen, right? We broke past this market structure, and you can see that has been one of the lows of the entire week, 135.2. So that we would need to break this to go down, but the fact that market is accumulating, I think it's accumulating for a push up, but for that push up to happen, we have to break past 136.8. So it is a 160 pip range. I will not be taking any positions unless unless price is out of this range, just for high probability setups, right? Because at the end of the day, it is a game of statistics and probabilities, and nothing is definite. Everything is random, but you can weigh the probabilities in your favor by having an edge, right? Actually, there's a freaking amazing book on this called Fooled by Randomness. You should read it because it completely changes your perspective on how market acts and how the market behaves, and like what markets like, just the concept of how it's purely random. There's never, it's like, think about it in terms of snowflakes, right? You'll never see two same snowflakes. Same thing this year. Never see the market do the same move twice, right? There's always something that's different variable and everything, right? So you see, every time we tap into 135.2, there's a shit ton of buyers sitting down here. There's also market structure. This is what I mean. If you read through the PDF, I highlighted these levels perfectly: 0.2, 0.8, 0.0, and 0.5. Look at that, tapped 133 and we went up, right? So let's say something like this happens next week. We break above 136.8, retest, and then continue up. So that would be key buys, right? We have the supply up here at 138 to 138.2, and we're gonna have to see how price reacts, because we can see if we come up there, we might be able to see sells. But for further buy, so I would take my profits for buys at 138, 138.2, because that level will need to break to push further up, right? And we're not going to break it right away, because market's going to accumulate once we get up there, because it is a supply level, right? So it's going to accumulate, and then maybe it'll start a distribution cycle, or since it is a supply, we might see sells. But even on daily, if you see, daily has to really close above this level. But if 4 hour and intraday starts closing above 136.8, then we can easily head up here. And the analysis says that need to see how price reacts to this level. Break of this, we'll see further buys. So essentially, that's GJ for the week. I think that covered everything. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And if that breaks, then we can go up to 140 first, and then and then further levels as we go up, right? And I'll keep updating the analysis throughout the week and the daily recaps. I know I missed 4 of them this week with busy leadership, but that's that. All right. Peace out.